Yes. We are all gathered here today to celebrate one another, to bring the podcast together.
Amen, hallelujah.
Yes, we are. This is we, Thunk That, brother. Yes, we Thunk That. Yes, Lord. Woo. All right, welcome back to the podcast.
We hope you enjoy.
You know,
If that seemed racist, it's not.
you know when they're up there and they got that towel and they start patting their forehead.
Oh, yes.
Oh Lord, the Lord is making me sweat today, Lord.
We need to stop.
It's only funny because it's accurate.
It's not racist. We're just going based on TV. It's just
personal experience.
It's just stereotypes.
Honestly, it is.
It's just stereotypes. And honestly, it's not even a stereotype if it's always true. What? That's what black preachers do.
Honestly,
It's entertaining.
Honestly, this is honesty.
But we thought we'd try something new other than the whisper into the mic with a guitar. We decided to play keyboard. And I went with that route. Deal with it.
we thunk that. You didn't think that. We thunk that.
Yeah, I'll stick to guitars.
Yeah, no, we'll do that. We'll do that from now on. But I want to do something different for once.
We'll do it again for the
It was fun.
That one podcast.
That was fun.
You remember that one podcast? Yeah, I remember.
We should start doing sermons.
Oh gosh.
No.
Every Sunday.
It's just real sermons, but like it's only one verse.
Yeah.
Just reads it. Thank you for coming. In this video.
Christian podcast? Question mark?
This is not. I'm not saying we aren't Christians. I'm saying I don't know if this podcast is condoned by God. I mean, he's definitely watching.
All right. I'm sure you enjoy some of the
He's
conversation.
one of our listeners.
I'm sure you enjoy some of the conversation.
I think it's rude that they don't add a +1 viewer if God's always watching.
Yeah, come on.
We need that view.
You hear that, YouTube? Where you at?
That should bump up our average just a little bit.
Everyone should have one view. On every video.
On every video.
Even private.
Yeah, even private.
God's always watching. He's watching what you're doing right now.
Sitting there watching YouTube.
Listening to this video.
Let's see what we got today.
Garbage.
Ooh, that looks fun.
And remember, if God's not watching
Oh,
you.
Apex Rewind?
Government Yeah, everyone.
Sounds like we let him in.
Is that the preacher?
Yeah.
If my dad is God, then I'm very afraid.
Bring him in here. He can do it.
Yeah, it's New Year's Day, and everyone's home.
It is New Year's Day. Again.
Again.
Dude. Calm down.
Do it
This is
into the
3
mic.
separate years of New Year's Day.
We're 30 now.
Dude, we can just record this, post it for every New Year's. There we go.
We're set, okay?
We're solid.
We're like,
We're no longer recording New Year's podcast for 3 years. All right.
honestly.
We're
I'm
set,
22. Ethan's 21 now. I mean,
okay?
I
I'm
am.
23.
I'm about to turn 19.
Oh my God, 2023 is around the corner.
Yes.
Oh, if only it was 23, 23. Or 23.
I don't think we're gonna live to that.
He says we can't.
You wanna bet?
I'll kill myself, come back.
Reincarnation.
Who said that?
We'll meet everybody again.
I don't believe in reincarnation.
Neither do I.
Neither do I. I just wanted to say it. It's just. You good?
This is the podcast we're listening.
Just sneak the mic in there real quick.
Just like throw it in there. Content. I found
Alright.
content.
We're here in a wild house.
We've been searching for content all day.
We've
We've
been
been
looking.
looking.
Living in their walls.
We've been searching all morning for great content.
Wait.
You got a uwu voice in Australian? We got some great content.
Bugs Bunny.
Uwu.
You sound worse than my original girlfriend.
What?
You had one?
Yes.
Oh, you remember that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of my girlfriends is a lot like that. It was the very ooh thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Or is it woo?
Whoa.
No, woo.
Woo.
Woo. It's W-U-W. Woo.
Ooh is the same forward and back, right?
Yeah, I know, but
So
I
it's
just made my
the
own.
Yeah,
new
so it's
thing.
like dad and mom.
They're not the same. Dad is spelled D-A-D, mom's spelled M-O-M. What are you talking about?
And meme.
No.
No. A meme.
Meme.
I read it as M. Mimi.
M&M's.
MMMs.
That's what I used to call
You
them.
guys eat MMMs?
You like M&M's?
I find it weird that and in or and can be said in. It's like M in M's.
M&M's.
Honestly,
You don't have to
I
say
think that's
and,
the
you say
only
in.
thing that I've ever set it on for M&M's.
Yeah, but there's an and symbol, except nobody really says M and M's.
Yeah.
Everybody says M&M's.
M in M's.
Yeah.
It's weird that you can substitute that. I'm like, but there's a whole AD in there. I got.
Yeah. We need
Wait, so
ads.
you said M&M's? Would it be Skittles?
Speaking of, this week's sponsor is Raid.
Again? It's been a whole year and it's still Raid.
We have a bug problem.
Huh?
We have a bug problem in 2023.
Yeah, there's lots of bugs on my computer.
I thought you said we have a foot problem.
Honestly, that's what they need to do.
Yeah,
Raid.
your foot a problem.
Like Raid honestly needs to make like some software, like a VPN or something.
Honestly.
bug
yeah.
protection.
Yeah, for bug protection. That'd be awesome.
No, it's just a debug thing where it's like something
Oh, a
like
debugger.
crashes and it's
Yeah.
like this is your
Just
issue
download
was.
Raid.
I'm gonna make a Raid debugger now.
So with every can of Raid, there's a USB port.
In the can. Just at the bottom. Just plug it right
You
in
have to
there.
use all the Raid before you get to the USB.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will die.
No.
Otherwise, your computer
Gotta get
will
that
be
software.
full of bugs.
For
So
on
the-
your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just-
I just want
Also works as glass cleaner.
I found out there.
And mouthwash.
I always killed was it a wasp with Raid.
I think my favorite thing. Yeah, I heard that too. Did you hear that?
No.
All I hear is on Pornhub. That's all I heard out there. All I heard. We need to stick the mic out there.
I know exactly what he's talking about too.
Wait, what? Incest?
Tag for this
Dang
episode.
it, man. We're gonna have that as a tag for every episode now.
Honestly.
Just one person says it once, tag it.
That's what I usually do.
I didn't even touch the table, it started shaking. What did you?
No. I just look over and it's.
I'm not hitting it. It doesn't move.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's picking up that good.
It's your foot flaps. Oh man. Anyway.
And then your dad just doesn't say anything ever.
So when are we gonna record?
Never.
With video.
This is a podcast where we look back on the year of 2023.
If we actually posted this in different years though?
You're
If we wouldn't have
probably
we would have like a bunch of video ones and then just a random audio one.
Just
Yeah,
like every
man.
3 episodes.
Every New Year's it's just a random
We
audio
go back to our
podcast.
roots, yeah. No. We go back, record a video over it, but we have to dub ourselves.
Yeah, just,
Whoa.
we'd have to memorize the script just
I still want to just put a camera on my mug with sunglasses on it. Just have it sit there and just animate a mouth.
That wouldn't be too bad.
No, it would. That would be
I think
stupid.
we
Why
could-
don't you just be in the podcast?
Because I don't want to be in the podcast.
Why are you?
I
You're
mean,
on
you
it.
could just-
I don't want to be seen.
Have a mask.
I'm camera shit.
Yeah, you can go Swagger Souls and wear a helmet.
Yeah. Or
Take a
anomaly.
Silver Knight helmet.
Anomaly and just wear a mask. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, just wear a
No,
bandana.
Why can't I?
how am I supposed
Why
to
do you want a
face this
mask?
mouth?
Dude, that'd be sick.
Huh?
It's gonna be a pink one too.
You're sick.
I have a pink bandana already.
We all
do. Yeah. I want to get that UP one still.
Would be fire. So.
Nasty.
I got a pink,
schools
like,
are
a ninja mask.
bandanas are gang related.
Yeah.
We don't want
It's like they're
bandanas.
pink for breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
Gangs.
You don't want
Don't
me to
wear
be
them on your
aware
head.
of
You
breast
part of the
cancer?
You part of the breast gang?
You slapping
We
your
made that
titties
joke.
everywhere, huh?
We made that joke.
I know.
remember?
I know. That's why I brought it up. Oh man.
Just slapping your jugs around. That's illegal here.
How are you getting home?
I'm just walking.
I just remember your mom.
No, I
said
think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go home for lunch, and then I'll probably try to leave again. So I can come pick him back up. You guys can like play paladins or something, and then I'll come back. Maybe.
it's okay. None of our hosts are here again on another year.
3 years in a row.
3 years.
3 years in a row. Yeah, 3 years in a row we're missing some hosts. Adrian's still gone.
Don't know how that happened.
3 years gone. Hasn't said anything
So
to us.
what's happened in the past 2 years?
I don't know.
Or 3, sorry.
Adrian's gone.
We haven't gained any views.
David somewhere.
I'm surprised we're still doing this.
In 3 whole years, nobody's touched us.
David's in Afghanistan.
In a boat? I mean,
Yeah,
ship?
I didn't know they had water there. What?
I didn't either.
It's not California.
I mean, like in Afghanistan, like right there, like dead center. You know, it's dry there.
Haven't you seen Marvel? They have boats that fly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 2023 now.
2023. Oh, crap, sorry.
Yeah, we totally knew about that.
Yeah. It's all because of that movie was made.
We know exactly what's happening right now, currently.
Is Trump still president?
I hope.
Oh, his impeachment trial is happening 3 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder how that turned out.
We'll see.
Should be starting soon. I think they had to wait because Nancy Pelosi's didn't send in.
I
the
don't know
articles.
why they're trying to impeach him. I mean, he only has a few months left.
I don't think it'll succeed.
No, he only has a few months left, and I guarantee
They've
you
tried
he's
to
gonna
impeach a lot of people, and it normally doesn't succeed. So
I guarantee you he's going to be president again. If he goes again. He better. He's done more than
he's
last 3.
He's almost done all of his campaign promises. Actually, I think he has done all of his campaign promises. So
I don't really
Same.
care. I just
You just live in America.
live in.
yeah, honestly, yeah, no, I talked about that the other day. I was like, to be honest, the president doesn't affect my life much.
No.
It really doesn't.
None.
There are a few things that
It can, but normally it doesn't. My life has not changed much at all.
It's okay. Just have a Second Amendment to defend against tyrannical government.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching was it Iron Man, the second one or the first one, and then they brought him to court, like I think Supreme Court, and they're like, "Your suit should not be privatized." I'm like, well, one, constitutionally has a right to bear any arms, doesn't matter what shape, form, or fashion, and then
It does say that.
yeah, and since it's privatized, he does not have to give it up since it's his property. If they want it, they should make it themselves from scratch.
Yeah. He's the only one that so far can make it.
I also laugh because that whole trial was just a giant like cursing show for some reason.
I feel like I feel like some of the people in the Marvel universe could make an Iron Man suit. They choose not to. They're just like, eh.
Some guys
There's only one guy doing it. Forget it. No.
I mean, like, was his name Whiplash? No, I don't think his name was.
the villain for 2.
Yeah, the one
He
that
does
had
use
those like
whips.
electric whips or whatever.
I don't know his
Honestly,
name.
I think he.
Ivan was his name.
Yeah, I think honestly he probably could have made that.
I think he did. Yeah, at the end of the movie, he did. He did make a suit.
He made the whips too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was stupid. I'm like, why would you make 2 whips? And I was like,
I
how
would
does
just
that
make one
work?
that's really, really, really bad.
Oh my gosh, there's a scene where he makes vibranium. Do you remember that? In
Yeah.
2? So it's where he has this like light barrel that like goes in a circle, and then he pushes the light beam onto whatever he has
Yeah.
to make vibranium. Well, the concept of that is you take 2 atoms and you shove them together so that they become one atom, one super heavy atom.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually do that to this day. I think they're in New Mexico. I'm not sure. They're in the United States, and what they do is they take like this sheet of atoms and they throw it to this other sheet of atoms, and so they do it at super high speeds because it's atomized in a vacuum, so they can go like a lot closer to the speed of like light than sound. Does that make sense? And so then they throw it so hard that they collide, and then every now and then they'll have a super compound, but you know, since they're it's not a compound, super atom, but since they're so heavy, they break back apart.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that happens. And so when he did that, I'm like, wait a second.
I mean, the first
photons-
time it did blow up on him.
but the photons don't interact with matter very well.
Yeah.
I mean, this light bulb's not pushing me away.
Sure it is. Maybe you just don't feel it.
Yeah, you're just so heavy
It'd be
that it
true.
doesn't move.
We
I
think
mean,
that.
Mass actually affects
Whoa.
photon or light more than light affects mass. Because light curves.
What is this,
around
a
planets.
science lesson?
Yes. I just thought it was funny
We
they put a
scienced
laser
that.
something.
We science to that. Yo, that's
It would have
funny.
been more scientific if you threw a baseball at that and then been like, I just made
At the light?
vibranium. Yes.
Oh.
Just shatter it. Oh, we just made vibranium.
I made vibranium.
Oh, you were-
I did it.
Also, do y'all even remember that he got sick in those movies?
Like in real life, got sick?
No, he got like sick. Like Tony Stark got sick because of the chest plate.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think that was totally stupid because they gave him a shot of vibranium. He was like, "There's no compound exists." I was like, "Yeah, there are."
Yeah, because he was
Instead
like,
of
he
giving
was
it to
like
him, he had
really,
to make it.
he was really pissed off about something too while he was sick. I can't remember why he was pissed out.
And they
about
gave
it.
him like a blood toxicity level of like 20% earlier in the movie, and then like all of a sudden, since he made the vibranium, it just went away. We never talked about it again. Don't know what it was. It was just gone. And I was like, we could have done more on that.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really pay attention in the Iron Man movies. I didn't care that much.
What if the movie Time was real?
What movie time?
It's like, okay, so it's like when you're from when you're born to, I think it's like right at 18. So as soon as you turn 18,
You die.
you get a time on your arm.
Oh.
It just pops up out of nowhere
Oh, when
on
you're
your
gonna
arm.
die?
Yeah. It like tells you when you're gonna die. Like it has, days, hours, minutes, and
pessimistic.
seconds or whatever. And the way you get more time is you have to work more. So if you work 8 hours, they give you 8 hours. So it's like you get 16 hours for 8 hours of work. If that makes any sense. Something like
so
that.
you work to waste that time again.
No,
Yeah.
it like doubles your time, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
They don't really tell you how you get the time, but I would assume that's how you get the time.
If you don't work for society, you die.
That's exactly how it works.
Okay, so Daniel Tosh in his stand-up talks about that. He goes, I can fix our economy. He goes, we need to stop letting people retire at 65. He goes, because that retirement age was when people died at like 66, 67. He goes, the problem with our economy is you're supposed to work and then die. He was like, that's the problem. Nobody's dying. He goes, people live forever now.
Honestly,
And he's
yeah.
not wrong. That is kind of the problem with the economy.
I think over the past like 15 years,
Please don't try to fix the economy by killing
the,
people.
the average age of people dying went up like 10 years. It was like 65 and now it's just 75. More like people are living longer
Pretty
now.
sure the average age in East Texas is 75
Yeah, of death. It's weird.
of death.
Some people live to like, but like there's some people living to like 105 and stuff.
yeah.
I found out vampirism was a huge issue in like America in the 19th century. Like people,
Really?
yeah, dude. So people who had like lung disease, like
Don't suck me.
people who had lung disease, like bronchitis and stuff like that, there was no real treatment for it, but they would look very pale and sluggish, and then they basically reviewed like The Walking Dead. And so when they died, they would seal them up, and then they would come back and check on them. And if they look like they're still relatively like, if they look like they haven't composed a lot,
So they would
decomposed a lot,
like
they'll take
dig
their
them
heart.
back up.
Well, yeah, they'll dig them back up, and then they'll check on them to see if they're vampires. And if they're vampires, they would look the same or just slightly less, or their bowels and heart would be inflamed. And in either of those conditions, they would take their organs and burn them, and then they would basically make like a like skull and crossbones with their bones, and then they'll keep those. And I think they were in Connecticut. They had found the name to this guy because on his grave it had JB55. Meaning J is his first name, B would be his last name, and 55 was his age of death.
Jeez.
But like, I had no idea this existed, and I was like, this was such a huge problem. People were going untreated with disease, and they're like,
Heck?
you're a vampire.
Honestly.
They're obviously vampires.
Yeah.
Vampire stuff.
But like back to the
Future.
time or whatever. So like they played this game. It was kind of sort of like, so like you take your hands, like this or whatever, and you start out like this, and whoever could, put the hand on the top, whoever's hand was on the top would start, sucking their life away or whatever. And they would do that, and they would, go back and forth or whatever.
So you'd gamble, basically.
Basically. And, like, if you stayed like this for the most time, you could drain all of their life away and just kill them instantly. Just take their life like that.
Well, then you get longer life. That's cool.
I think that's murder.
If they were okay with it.
That society. It's okay.
Nobody cared.
Why would you want to play that
Because
game?
because everyone knew when people were gonna die.
Why would you play? Because you'd get more time.
Yeah, I still wouldn't play the game.
I would just
Because
work.
I'm also risking not getting more time.
But as soon
die,
you never get older. As soon as you turn 18, that's what you look like forever. So you could be 150 and look 18. So your mom looks exactly like she was when she was 18. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
There'd be a lot more people you could bone.
How old are you?
They all look
18.
the same. How
No,
do you-
you're not.
how do
You're
you-
like
18?
350.
It's like I'm 162, but I'm gonna bang this 18-year-old because we look the same.
Honestly.
Okay.
And like, and the way you bought stuff was with your time. Yeah.
This concept of movie is not.
So it's okay. So the time is your currency, your life, and
It's based on everything that you do.
so it's your souls.
Dark Souls. Except you can live without souls though.
Yeah.
You just hollowed. You're a hollow body.
0 souls.
We do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just running around like, I need souls. No, you're gonna die again. Okay.
Because every time we get to the boss, it's like, hey, you want to pick up your souls? Yeah, I'll just pick up 0.
Again.
So we just fight bosses 80 times.
Until we finally win.
Yeah.
Who needs to be
You should
the
watch the
correct
Dark Souls
level?
podcast. 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
9 years ago.
That's what it's looking like.
9 years ago.
They got stitched together. I haven't even edited it yet. Or since we did.
It's been 3 years, man.
3 years and I'm still hung up on it.
Procrastinating to the max.
I found out crocodiles had hooves. Like, there was a type of crocodile that evolved to have hooves and ran.
Oh my god! That just imagine an alligator, or you said crocodile, right? Just imagine a crocodile running at the speed of a horse.
I know, it's terrifying. Right?
Oh my gosh!
It's after you.
Or like a really really fast sloth.
You know, sloths used to swim. They came from the ocean. Weird, right?
That is weird.
There's a channel called Eons. I think it's sponsored by PBS. They've got a lot of that.
So they do like the history of
Wait, it's,
a lot
is it
of
Gabby's
animals.
birthday?
I don't think it is. I want to say happy birthday, but I don't know if it's her birthday.
It's just, well, Joelle posted on our story and said happy birthday.
It's her Snapchat birthday, but I didn't know her birthday was on the 1st.
Was that your stomach?
You should text her, like, is it really your birthday?
I don't have Gabby on here.
Neither do I.
I guess I'm the only one. I don't text people unless it's holidays. I think I talked to Joelle on Christmas. I was like,
Fuck. My stomach is fucked right now. What the hell?
Oh yeah, we're just like shut up.
You
You're
know
just
what
in the
happens
middle
when
of
it's
a-
quiet? You know,
Yeah,
it's just
you're
like,
just in the middle of a movie theater. Shut up! I'm trying to watch a
I'm
movie.
in the middle of church and I'll start growling and I'm like, dude, shut up. It's like, I'm not even that hungry. What is wrong
Let's get the
with you?
demon out of this child.
I swear, it's just my stomach.
You're in the middle of a
Bury him, and if he comes back
Get
alive,
this demon out of this child!
I said, Jesus.
Jesus, come down here and grab this demon out this young man.
No, that's just Southern Baptist. That's not gospel. Or
Not really. Not Southern
just the
Baptist.
insanity, just like
That's
get the demon out of
that
here.
is not Southern Baptist. I am Southern Baptist, so definitely not.
Doesn't mean I haven't seen Southern Baptist like that.
I mean, all churches are different.
Yeah, I don't understand that very well.
Well, here's the thing. there's a bunch of different. The funny thing is, there's a bunch of different types of Baptists. I think it's like 900 something. And the funny thing is that there's also like at least 12 different kinds of Southern Baptist. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
I really understand the praying together but differently. Like there's Catholics and then there's Baptists and there's all that jazz.
Catholics pray to their guardian saint and Mary. It's weird. No, because like somebody explained it to me the other day, and I was like, "What?" They were like, "Yeah, y'all don't pray to y'all's guardian saint." I was like, "My what?" I was like, "I have no clue what you're talking
saint
about."
And they look over you.
Yeah, I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "I don't have one of those." He goes, "Yeah, you do." I was like, "No, I don't."
Completely different here, buddy.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Saint Nick.
Heck yeah, I got Santa Claus, my guardian saint. He gives me toys. Every year I get my toys from him. He guards me well. He watches me while I'm sleeping.
Christmas is Catholic.
When I'm good and bad.
Saint Nick was an actual person, was he?
I don't know. I don't
He
care.
didn't bring me presents.
He's a jerk.
He brought me a sack
Of coal.
a sack of colt.
Just a whole bunch of these popped out. It's like, what are we doing here? Get back in the back.
A bunch of like,
There's more than
a
one.
bunch of like 4-inch
should be
ewes.
zero.
A bunch of like 4-inch ewes just start running around the house.
Killing themselves.
You're on ecstasy, and a bunch of like 4-inch colts are running around your baseboard.
Taylor as a kid just taking acid and he goes, why is there so many?
Why are there so many midget colts running around? Was that an aspirin I took?
That wasn't an aspirin.
You didn't know Colt when you were a kid, so why are there so many midget looking dudes here?
Why are there so many midget goatees running around?
Oh wow, Saint Nicholas.
By the way, Colt has a goatee.
Not really.
Nah.
Goatees are like...
No, you can have goatees like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not one.
It's just like...
When we get on video, please comment. we'll tape it on.
Comment, do I have a goatee or not? People are like, we don't even know what you look like.
Just vote. I don't care.
Yeah, just vote.
Just vote.
I have a butt chin.
A
Your
button?
dad has more of a butt chin than you.
Yeah.
I know, mine was actually worse.
Now you grew
Like
hair
when
in
you
that.
were little or something?
It was like deep. Like, I don't know how, I don't know what happened, but it was deep.
You could sharpen a knife in
Like,
there.
no, you can still feel it though.
You could
Like,
see it, kinda.
Anyways, I was laughing because
Almost.
Saint Nicholas was early Christian Baptist or bishop. Sorry, I read Baptist as bishop. Never mind.
Bishop Baptist?
Bishop Baptist. We can also end the podcast if we want. This is a very Christian 2023.
What happened in 2023? We just talked a lot about religion.
Jesus came and said hi.
He said, oh yes, Lord.
It has to be our outro.
Um,
We'll be back next Sunday.
next
Sunday.
Yes, next Sunday.
Gotta post this on Sunday.
Just this New Year's one though, not the other two.
We're not gonna post them on New Year's. We
I
all know
know.
they're posted today.
We're gonna post them today since it's New Year's 2023.
Well, this is kind of fun.
You're kind of fun. That's not even on.
Oh.
What's a chord? Here we go. As we end this momentous day, let us go out into this world and think our thoughts and be ourselves. We thunk that, brother. Yes, we thunk that. Woo!
Thank you, Brother John. Thank you. We'll see you next ceremony.